Welcome to the first Crypto Buzz of 2022 by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage, and have we got a treat for you in today's show? 2021 saw more regulations for crypto, layer 2 protocols, and many blockchains. Increased interoperability, the rise of the NFTs, the growing DeFi sector, and the shift from a bullish sentiment to a more bearish tone from the crypto investors, as the price of Bitcoin is now at about $41,500 US, down about 0.32%, levels it has not seen since the November 2021 slump. And Ethereum is the closest it's been to slipping under $3,000 US since the end of September 2021. ETH currently sits at about $3,067, being down about 2%, and this data, courtesy of CoinMarketCap, was current during the Asian mid-market session. But what about the energy consumption of crypto mining? And in today's show, we'll take a look at ForestCoin and the projected growth for the blockchain in the energy market, what's going on with Livepeer crypto, as well as news from the exchanges Coinfund and Coinbase. There's also plenty from the DeFi and NFT space, so stay watching till the end. And the COP26 summit was held in Glasgow last year, where many nations showcased what they're doing to decrease carbon emissions coming from the burning of hydrocarbons and fossil fuels. The aim being to meet the target of lowering the global temperature by 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius. Global emissions would need to be halved this decade. And if you mentioned this 10 years ago, the idea would have been laughed out of the arena. You probably would have been labelled an irrational conspiracy theorist. Now we're at a critical juncture and something is being done. We're about a quarter of the way to reaching the set goal. The shadow president, Mr. Ed Miliband, of the COP26 summit has confirmed this when speaking to Jonathan Pye for his World's End COP26 special recently. It seems that somewhere, someone, somehow, has to make some sacrifices to maintain a respectable and just stewardship of the planet for future generations. So, where do we start? Should the finger be pointed just at cryptocurrency that aims to find a way to fund and find solutions to many of the world's problems through blockchain and DeFi, because Bitcoin mining uses the same amount of energy as a small country? And if the thought of production cuts at Australian mines is giving Gina Rinehart and Twiggy Forrest PTSD, why aren't the meat eaters being singled out? The world could go veggie and stop eating meat to decrease global emissions, or could we remove all the dyes and fragrances from our body wash to prevent soil desalination that kills trees? Should the world elite stop flying around in private jets? Probably so. At present, the crypto sector cops a lot of flack for its energy consumption, and although the Cardano Foundation has a goal to plant 1 million trees, as so does Sydney's Mayor Clover Moore, there's still a lot that could be done. Canada's Mogo, a digital payments company, has created a green Bitcoin, and Mogo's CEO, Mr. David Feller, told IB Times, in his own words, Bitcoin is the best performing asset class of the past decade, with massive inflows of capital daily. But the tremendous potential of Bitcoin is hindered by its environmental impact. And by launching Green Bitcoin, we've made buying Bitcoin good for the planet and arguably one of the most ESG-oriented investments anyone can make. Mawson Infrastructure and Hut 8 Mining also have sustainable practices embedded as part of their business models, including growing trees and adding to the circular economy. BitNile Holdings, a diversified holdings company who runs a data centre where it mines Bitcoin, has announced $52.2 million in secured debt financing. The company previously announced in November 2021 that it was an acquisition of 20,600 S19j Pro Ant miners. So by March 2022, they're expected to receive 2,300 new miners per month. BitNile's mining hash rate will be significantly boosted by this purchase to 2.24 exahashes per second. And as new altcoins emerge weekly, a new crypto protocol is doing something directly linked with tree planting. ForestCoin has started trading on exchange Forest.com in early January 2022, and they aim to plant a tree for every single human on the planet. ForestCoin has a limit of 1 ForestCoin for every person on the planet, and ForestCoins are being released in 25 stages. Currently, they're in the first stage, and tree planters receive 10 coins per tree planted. That's right, all you need to do is take a photo of a tree being planted by yourself, load it onto the ForestCoin app, which will be validated by the ForestCoin users, and you will be offered ForestCoin via the exchange Forest.com platform. ForestCoin is a decentralized blockchain ledger and has many attractive attributes like using the proof of elapsed time consensus algorithm, and POET is a random lottery-style mechanism to select the node that is going to win the new block. Introduced by Intel back in 2016, miners need to register on the network, and the process doesn't use much electricity as the miners need to wait a set randomly selected time before they're able to start mining new blocks. They can go into sleep mode as they wait, and the miner who's allocated the shortest amount of time wins the block. There is the limited supply of ForestCoin, and the coin reward will be lowered as more trees are planted, and it can run Ethereum virtual machine smart contracts too. And there'll be no transaction fees on ForestCoin. How great is that? So amid the COVID-19 crisis, the global market for blockchain and energy is estimated at $1.5 billion US, and this was in the year 2020. This is now projected to reach $73.2 billion US by 2027, growing at a tremendous CAGR of 73.7% over the period of 2020 to 2027. So there is hope in store for crypto. A good sign of this is Western Australia's Powerledger's token surging through the week. Powerledger is a technology company whose software is built on blockchain technology, enables the tracking and trading of energy, flexibility services and environmental commodities. And the POWR token moved up from approximately 47 cents to 71 cents over the 9th and 10th of January. The price of POWR is currently at about 61 cents, down 15% during the Asian mid-market session, according to CoinMarketCap. And that was a lot of information to get through for our intro, but we've now reached the time for a short break. And after the break, we'll keep on deep diving, taking a look at the news from Coinbase, Livepeer Crypto, and what Coinfund, Tokens.com and Decentraland are adding to the NFT space, so stay with us.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements.
With Kalkine TV.
Welcome back to the Crypto Buzz by Kalkine TV. I'm Sage, and the Twitter sphere is rampant with talks about the bearish slump we're noticing in the crypto market. TED Talks Macro on Twitter notes that both bull and bear markets in the cryptocurrency ecosystem are becoming shorter in duration, and the analyst recommends that traders get used to range-bound price action. Historically, bear markets are followed by a short-term increase in prices until the uncertainty and fear among the traders is stopped. And the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, an indicator of trader sentiment towards the asset, indicated extreme fear this week and towards the end of last year, and this is synonymous with the bear market generally. And whether it is the high bond yields, 30-year record levels of inflation, or the volatility of the crypto market causing a sell-off, there is still plenty pulsing in the sector. The news surrounding Coinbase Exchange is that they are teaming up with Infusion, a provider of cloud-based investment management software, to enable financial institutions and investment fund managers to easily trade crypto on Coinbase. And this follows Australia's Commonwealth Bank's move to allow trading of a handful of cryptos on its pilot platform, which started late last year. And this is a first for Coinbase, who has been operating since 2012 with the ethos that anyone anywhere should be able to easily and securely send and receive Bitcoin. Coinbase is today one of the most trusted and easy to use platforms for the crypto economy. A good sign that there is a future for crypto. So blockchain and crypto utility has come more into focus as we notice some of the trends in the cryptos that are pegged to accelerate into the new year. Livepeer Crypto, a decentralized video transcoding network built on Ethereum's blockchain, announced last week that it has raised $20 million in Series B1 funding from new investors Alan Howard and Tiger Global. And Livepeer has been surging since the last week of December 2021. LPT moved up from $35 approximately on the 22nd of December to about $47 on the 25th of December 2021. And on the 5th of January 2022, the LPT token surged again to reach approximately $51. And Doug Petkanix, Livepeer CEO, said, in his own words, this rapid Series B extension is another welcome endorsement of how We're executing on our vision of becoming the world's open video infrastructure. We've seen strong organic growth in demand for transcoding, and as well as growing awareness of the reliability, value and efficiency of Web3 infrastructure. So 2021 was a year of expansion for Livepeer, first in July with the closure of $20 million worth of Series B funding from investors North Zone, Coinbase and Coinfund. It managed to raise $48 million and now employs 32 people. In October 2021, Livepeer expanded its video streaming offerings through the acquisition of Mist Server, whose content delivery technology simplifies the complexities of video streaming. And now, for news from the NFT space. $20 billion worth of NFTs now are on Solana and Ethereum. There is so much going on in this space, so we'll only scrape the surface. Coinfund and Jump Capital have helped NFT financialization platform BridgeSplit to raise $4.25 million. And BridgeSplit aims to build a bridge of interoperability between NFTs and DeFi by providing scalable infrastructure. Luke Truitt, the co-founder of BridgeSplit, said the path to the next phase of Web3 is paved by integrating the off-chain economy from in-game assets to traditional financial markets with on-chain equivalents as NFTs. And BridgeSplit is the base financial layer for cross-chain NFTs, providing the composability and liquidity needed for the economy of the future. Sounds promising. Coinfund CEO Jake Brookman also said Coinfund's NFT investment thesis views NFTs as a financial technology for uniquely valued goods. And while the most visible use cases of NFTs revolve around art, collectibles and in-game assets, the BridgeSplit team is rapidly advancing the state-of-the-art in this space by launching financialization products which will work on Solana and other blockchains. So that was Jake Brookman, the CEO of Coinfund himself in his own words. Very interesting developments there, linking up NFTs with the financial institutions of the world. And despite the ban from China on cryptocurrencies, it was reported by Forecast News recently that a Shanghai auction house has sold a CryptoPunk collectible, number 8690, for a mere $820,000 US. Decentraland also has some big news coming in from the NFT space, capitalizing on the future by marketing to the students and young developers. It has teamed up with Tokens.com, a publicly listed company that owns an inventory of metaverse, DeFi and NFT-based digital assets. And through DeFi functions of staking, Tokens.com's inventory of crypto assets are used to earn additional tokens. In addition, Tokens.com is the majority owner of the Metaverse Group, one of the world's first virtual real estate companies. So they're not only hosting a fashion week with a lease from Decentraland to run the much anticipated event on their virtual property, this is a first of its kind event due to be held in March 24th to 27th, 2022. And this event is touted to attract the biggest names in fashion. It'll even have after parties and immersive experiences connecting the digital and the physical worlds. Decentraland was trading at $2.84 today during the Asian mid-session, down by about 2.69%. And wowzers, if that is not enough, Tokens.com's, subsidiary Metaverse Group will partner with GDA Capital to capitalize on the next wave of blockchain developers, designers and users in a build-a-thon, starting up to allow participants to win a plot of Decentraland virtual land valued at $250,000 and $50,000 of Renovi tokens. So the competition opens on the 30th of January and runs through about the 31st of March. For full contest rules and details, check out the website, topmetaversebuild.com. So thanks for your company on today's edition of the Crypto Buzz. Excited to be back with you for a big year in crypto for 2022. But remember, as always, this is not financial advice, but more for educational and informational purposes. If you are a crypto enthusiast, or like me, maybe, even for entertainment purposes. But as always, be sure to do your own due diligence when investing in the crypto market. Stay watching Kalkine TV for more expert talks, live market insights. And as we say here, may the hodling continue. This is Sage signing off for now.